I'm a cheapskate. At least that's what you may or may not think after watching this video of the 5 ways I save money while living here in Santo Domingo. As you may already know, Santo Domingo is the capital city of Dominican Republic. Therefore, you can expect prices to be a little up there when compared to other cities in the country. However, if you're living abroad, earning your wages in dollars, say Canada or United States, for example, you may find Santo Domingo not that expensive. But a lot of my Dominican commentators are saying that Santo Domingo's prices are so expensive. So which is it? To me, it has to do with what you're comparing it to. So if you are abroad, earning in dollars, Santo Domingo's prices may not be so high. But for us Dominicans that earn our living wages in Dominican pesos, prices can be up there in some aspects. So without further ado, let me tell you what I do to make my life a little bit less expensive and a lot easier while living here in my beautiful Santo Domingo city. The first way I save money here is probably my ultimate hack to living in Santo Domingo, is to beat those darn traffic jams. And what I did was I bought an apartment that was close to where I did life. I talked about this in previous videos, but I just gotta emphasize on how important and how life-changing it has been to live close to where I do life, where I work, where my family members work, where my children go to school. All those things are in very close proximity to the place I chose to live in. That makes mornings a lot slower, a lot nicer. It gives you quality of life. I get to even go home during lunch hour, which a lot of people never get to do. And take it from me, I used to live around 45 minutes to an hour away from where I worked. But back in 2015, I decided to switch it up a notch, spend a little more maybe on rent when I was renting back then, and it was life-changing. I never went back ever since. So if you're thinking of living in Santo Domingo and you got places to go every day, places to drive to, children to take to school, or you got an office to go to work, then my best hack is to live nearby where you do all those things. It's gonna save you time, energy, and of course a lot of money in transportation and gasoline. The second way may be small in terms of money amount, but it can be very significant, and I'm going to explain why. And that is to change out my big water jugs for just a water filter system at home. We used to buy in the colmado, as most Dominicans actually do, these 5-gallon blue jugs of drinking water every single week. And so we had to call a colmado, we had to pay them in cash, and also give a tip to the person that would lug all those things up the stairs to our apartment. The thing is, there was one Sunday night when we just ran out of drinking water at home and the colmado was closed. So we're like, what the heck are we going to do? We had to wait. We had like a little water bottle that we had gotten from like a takeout restaurant in the refrigerator, and that's what we had to deal with for the rest of the evening towards Monday morning when we can call a colmado to get our new water jugs. That experience was so hectic that I started thinking about how much I was truly spending in these 5-gallon water jugs per week. And we did all the math and the numbers, and it just seems so logical to undo all of those carrying and calling colmados and waiting for them to open. And we got a filter system. And this was so convenient in many ways. First of all, obviously, I ran the numbers, and it's more expensive to pay the tip to the guy that hauls your water jugs and to also buy the water jugs. Instead of just getting the filter system, you pay them a maintenance fee monthly. That maintenance fee monthly is way less expensive than what I used to pay for the water jugs or the water bottles in the colmado. Also, it freed up so much space in like the back area of our apartment where we used to put them like in where the washing machine goes and all that stuff. We used to have that filled with those 5 water jugs that we would drink per week. And it didn't leave us any, wiggle room for any extra things that we may want to put there, like shelving or anything like that. It was just all filled with water jugs. And now I have a free space in my laundry room. Also, the convenience of just filling up the water jugs with the thing that goes in the refrigerator is just all very simplified now that I have my little filter water system directly in the side of my kitchen faucet. So super simple. The savings is going to add up over time, but the ease of life that I have now when I undid all those water jugs that I was hauling back and forth from the colmado. The next way I saved money was to forego all those fancy amenities that these modern towers have. And when I bought the apartment that I live in now, I actually decided to go for an old building. I'm not talking about decrepit or run down, but it was a building that was, bare boned, a nice apartment, a large living space, thankfully. But it didn't have like the gymnasium, it didn't have the social areas, it didn't have, the pool or anything like that. It was just a plain building, no fancy lobby or anything like that. And so, because the building had less amenities, we actually got a better deal on it when we bought it. But the price per square foot or square meter is so much less than what I would get in a huge modern tower with a gym that I'm never gonna use anyways. So yeah, I love my apartment. It is very big for the space that I need. It was at a good price, and the maintenance fees monthly are just really low compared to all of these other towers. So I'm really happy where I live. It's a great location all throughout. And so that's a way that I decided to save money. Call me cheapskate. I call it practical. We did have to remodel the kitchen and the bathrooms, and there are little projects throughout the house that we still want to get to. But it was a fun experience nonetheless. Actually, the process of remodeling gave me some information that I can probably share with you in a future video if you're interested, on how to get good contractors, how to compare the best prices, what to look for in different service providers when you're looking to remodel an apartment here or doing any type of work with regards to apartments or buildings in Santo Domingo. So let me know if you're interested, comment down below, and I'll definitely put it on my list of videos that I can make for you in the future. The fourth thing that I save money on here is on electricity. As you know, we live on an island and we don't produce huge amounts of electricity. So electricity is a little bit more expensive than what you may be used to if you live abroad. So I don't have any central air conditioning in my apartment because if I did, I would spend a fortune just on electricity, okay? So what we do at my home is we turn on the air conditioner only when it's deadly hot in the day. But most of the time during the day, we don't even turn it on. We turn it on at night when we go to sleep. Or if we are like chilling in the living room, we would turn on the one in the living room. But we try not to turn them all on at the same time. So basically control ourselves when it comes to the air conditioning. The split systems of the air conditioning allows you to turn on just a single unit and not all of the house at the same time, you know what I mean? So that also saves on cost as well. And the fifth thing we do to save on cost here in Santo Domingo is to favor gas appliances over electric. For example, our stove is gas and not electric. And also, a lot of Dominicans, now that I think about it, prefer gas dryers over electric dryers. In my case, actually, we don't even use dryers. We actually hang our clothes to dry because we have enough space for it and we have a space where the sun can hit the clothes and all that. So we don't even use a dryer in my home. And that's a way that I save on energy costs in general. So go ahead and comment down below what you thought about these 5 ways that I save money here in Santo Domingo. For me, these are just things that help my life be a little bit easier while at the same time saving on some money. So I'm going to leave this video here, you guys. If you'd like, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!